you smell bad, right? You smell like a wet dog a little bit because you've just been wet for the last however long. It's filthy.
Yeah.
But like, when you undo your belt and dirt comes out, like those little, I remember like every process of changing out of my uniform, things were hitting me, and that was certainly emotional. I remember boo-hooing as I did it, like boo-hooing in the shower. And it was such a mixed emotion of, again, you just played your last game ever, and then you got to win it, right? Like you had two fighting emotions that were just extremely overwhelming. But that certainly was a time that it hit me too. But again, you have the ebbs and flows of that entire day of these highs, and then like a little sadness, and then highs and a little sadness.
I find the jar with the idea is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You say so many, when you're done, you say, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But you fall as an athlete. All athletes do this when that death occurs, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You fall back into that routine just without the sport. And that's the hardest thing I think about transitioning. I think everybody has struggled with that. I think that's why Michael Jordan ultimately wanted to go play baseball, or at least that was a part of it. That's why Tom Brady has come out of retirement, because you stick to the basic same routine, or you can't come up with another routine without the actual sport, without the actual game.
Mm-hmm.
And you say you're going to do all these ideas, but it takes you a while for things to finally click. And some people, it never really does throughout their life. Sometimes they always just stay in that athlete's mind, and they really don't do the things that they said that they're going to do. And that's okay. And they're happy with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's, that's so interesting. And I know we're going to get into depth of this a little bit more in a future episode, but yes, that I think I feared that transition before I ever got to it. I say how like focused I was on the present. I was trying to take everything one day at a time. And I really do think it was just because if my brain started to float to like, well, what's going to happen when you're not playing anymore? That thought was so frightening to me that it just was like, nope, I got to stay right here. I'm just playing a game right now. I'm playing a game right now. I'll deal with it when I get there. But yeah, it is funny, like, reading over certain things. I used to talk, and I'll still talk to my athletes about developing an alter ego on the field. You have some females in particular who are very sweet, very kind, very nice, like very prides themselves on just being like a very kind soul off the field. And I talked to them about how we can create an alter ego that gets us a little bit more into, you know what, I'm here to kick butt now, instead of it needing to be a passive personality almost. And we call it the alter ego. Mm-hmm. And I do think everybody has that little alter ego that they can access on the field. And I had a coach ask me one time, they're like, what if what you are on the field is actually who you are, and your alter ego is just what you have to put on for everyone else when you get off the field? Yeah. What happens when you get done playing? And you do start to realize, like, it's not alter egos, it's just different identities that you probably attach to, that all of a sudden you have to mourn your one identity, right? You have to mourn this one aspect of your life, of a massive part of who you are, and then start to try to figure out, all right, now what? Now who am I?